to unfold all the precious things love has in store. We have all the love in the world. If that's all we have, you will find we need nothing more. Every step of the way will find us with the cares of the world far behind us. We have all the time in.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Dallas Live, and I am your host, Dr. RC. Today we have special featured guests, two of them from the world of country music. The first one is Amy Rose. Amy, welcome to the program.
Hello, thanks for having me.
Oh, you are most welcome. You know, I have been studying your music for the last few hours to make sure that I ask you the right questions. Amy, before we get to the before we get into the program, tell me something about yourself. Where you were born, what did you do? And I noticed that you started your music career very early on in your life. And what are you doing now? And what's in the future for you?
Yeah, well, I am a singer-songwriter from Barrie, Ontario, Canada. I've been singing since I was 5. I started songwriting roughly probably about 10 years ago, and I think I'm more into depth with it now. I think I've been doing a lot more of it in the past year or so. So I've become quite fond of it lately. And, you know, released my first album when I was 13, my second album when I was 16. I took a bit of a break off, and now I am back to let country music, you know, let them see that I'm here to kick some country butt.
There you go. That's the spirit. There was something about you when you were very young, 13 years old. Also, you put your first album out. It's called The One Special Girl. Is that correct? Tell me about what is that album all about?
Yeah, when I was 13 years old, I was approached by a local producer in the area to work with him on an album of songs that he had written. And it was a gospel album. It wasn't country, even though country was, you know, mainly my roots, right? This is where I come from, is, you know, the country music of Glen, right?
Right.
So, you know, I stepped outside of my comfort zone for this one, and I recorded a gospel album. And, you know, I loved it. His songs were amazing, you know, such an amazing producer. And because of this album, I think I learned a lot of things about myself as well as music, and I got to you know, go on a Gospelinium tour because of this album. So, you know, I got to experience some pretty really, you know, neat things at a young age, and, you know, I'm just exploring now.
Excellent. Now, the first album, I just want you to know, when did you produce this? How long ago? And what was the inspiration? And why did you do it?
I just want you to know is actually my new album that's coming out soon, and it's going to be one of the songs featured on the album that's titled Just the Beginning, because, you know, at 20 years in the making, this is 20 years that I've been going on doing this, and this seems like it's just the beginning for me. You know, things are really starting to happen with these songs and this new album, so, you know, I thought it was a really catchy title when someone had brought that up to me. So yeah, I just want you to know is one of the songs that's going to be incorporated into this album.
The song Sunshine, is that included in this album, or that's a different album?
No, Sunshine is the new single that's going to be on this album, and I heard this song probably about a year ago, and honestly, it took me 2 seconds to realize that this was a song that I wanted to record. It's such a great song. The lyrical message is so powering, and, you know, it's one of those songs where it kind of takes you to a place where, you know, we've all lost someone in our time, in our lifetime, and we just have that simple one question that seems to be the hardest, and it's how do we move on?
That's right. Now, you know, who did you lose?
You know what? I had an uncle that I lost that was very dear to our family, and we lost him probably about 10 years ago, 11 years ago, and you know, and it's one of those things where, you know, how do you move on from that? How do you move on from that dark place that you're in to, you know, find the sunshine that you used to be in, right? So when I heard the song, it was one of those songs that I said, you know, this is a song that I want to record.
Okay, so that's the now. It looks like I got them all backward, but you know, I probably have your latest song as the first one on my computer list. So we probably will have to follow this because that's how we sequenced it in. The let me ask you this: do you write your own lyrics? Or this, for example, I just want you to know that particular song. Did you write the lyrics, or somebody else wrote it?
No, as much as I would love to say that I wrote that song, because I just want you to know it's a killer song that was written by Max Martin, who has written for the likes of Kelly Clarkson, the Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, you know, household names like that. And actually, I just want you to know it was a Backstreet Boy song that was put on one of their albums. I believe it was a filler. I don't even think it was released. And a good friend of mine, who was a huge VSB fan, had brought me the song, you know, like 4 or 5 years ago, and he said, I really think you should do a country version of this song. And I love the song. I thought it was great. I listened to it day in and day out. I fell in love with it to the point where I became obsessed with it. And at that point, I wasn't really looking to get back into the music industry, so I put it away. And, you know, I brought it out when I met my producers, Glenn Colson and Marty Beecroft, and I said, hey, guys, what do you think of this song? And they loved it as much as what I did. And they said, let's go to Nashville, let's cut a country version of it. And that's what we did. And it ended up being our first single that, you know, our first single off this album that we released. And it ended up being our first chart-topping single. So, you know, it's funny how things work out.
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing, yes. Now, this particular album, I just want you to know, how many other songs are in there?
When the album is complete, it's going to be a 10-song album. We're working away at the album as we speak. I've been in and out of the studio and mixed around the whole touring thing because we've been touring as well with this. So, you know, we're hammering hard at getting these songs on this album done, and, you know, I'm hoping to have the album out by the new year.
All right, very good. Now, is there a website? I see that there is an amyrosemusic.com. Is that your website?
That is correct.
And is that something that our audience can go and take a look at what you are up to and what are the new songs and some preview of upcoming videos, etc.?
Oh, absolutely. Everything on that website, you know, everything about me that you do and do not want to know is up there on that website. Our touring schedule is up on that website as well as the latest and the greatest news of what's going on with Amy Rose.
Now, we want to know a lot about your audience, I'm sure, but you also said that it also has things that we don't want to know. Now, what are those?
Well, maybe there's not a whole lot of stuff that you don't want to know, but, you know, just everything about my daily routine, as well as, you know, we're constantly doing Facebook statuses, so, you know, head on over to my Facebook, Amy Rose Official, and become a fan. And, you know, you get to kind of go deep inside Amy Rose and figure out what she's doing, what she's thinking, what's next for her.
Very good, very good. So, ladies and gentlemen, the website is Amy Rose Music, one word, amyrosemusic.com, and you can also find her at the Facebook and perhaps Twitter as well.
Oh yeah, we got Twitter, we got Facebook, we got Reverb Nation, we got MySpace. We're all over.
Excellent, excellent. Now, ladies and gentlemen, without much delay, I would like to play the song. I just want you to know. Let's get on with it. All right, hang in there, Amy. We will play this music. You may not be able to hear it, but our audience will be able to hear it. And I'll be right back in about a couple of minutes. Okay?
Perfect.
All right.
On my mind, days of rain, 'cause we
Amy, that was a fantastic song. Our audience, thank you for entertaining them with this very excellent piece of music. Um,
Thank you.
welcome, welcome. And let's get to the next one. Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to Amy Rose, and you can find her latest activities in Amy Rose Music, amyrosemusic.com, and also Facebook and Twitter. And the number to call is 469 307 1642, and I am your host, Dr. RC. Amy, welcome back to our second segment. Now let's get to the sunshine, and you talked very briefly about it. This is something to do with the loss of loved one. Is that correct?
Yeah. Sunshine is a song that, it's a song about loss, losing someone. And it's one of those things where how do you move forward? How do you move past the pain and, the darkness that you feel to find the sunshine that you once had? And, the lyrical message in the song is just so overpowering. And, I fell in love with it, literally the first 2 seconds that I heard it. I knew it was a song that I wanted to cover. So, we worked hard at it, and, I definitely had to step out of my comfort zone for this song. But I think we worked past it, and it's our new single.
Pretty good. I was just about to play this, but before we get to that, are you familiar with? I just checked this out. There is a Canadian Country Music Hall of Fame in Toronto, right?
I think they do have one. Yeah.
Yes, I did my research, by the way. Well, first we need to get you there first. Your picture has to be posted there in the Canadian Country Music Hall of Fame. Have you been to Nashville by any chance?
Have I been to Nashville?
Yes.
Yeah, numerous times.
Okay.
Actually, when I was younger, I practically lived in Nashville. I mean, spent most of my summers there, in between school. As well as, recently we've done numerous trips down and back and forth to Nashville, and, we're heading back down there again in January, February. So, it's a lot of traveling, but I love it. Love it to death.
Oh, I can understand. So what do you plan to do exactly? Listen to music, play some songs? I mean, what's the plan?
Well, we head back down to Nashville. I don't want to give too much right now because it's so premature, but we're playing a couple shows down there, and we're going to do some radio, press stuff, and just explore Nashville.
Oh, okay, very good. I've been there a few times. I've been to the Country Hall of Fame. It's incredible, the kind of scenario they have there. So the Sunshine, did you write that song, or again somebody else wrote it, or what's the story on that?
No, I did not write Sunshine. Sunshine was actually written by an amazing songwriter by the name of Alan Young. And, you know, I've been checking out a lot of his songs lately, especially since Sunshine. And, you know, he's such an amazing songwriter. You know, not just with Sunshine, but a lot of his songs that he writes, the lyrical message of them are just so overtaking and, you know, just definitely takes you to a different place.
I see.
So, you know, not just Sunshine, but I think a lot of his songs are like that.
Okay. Now, that is the only song Alan Young wrote for you, or is there any other song from him?
No, that is the only song that he has written for me.
How do you gather the group of background musicians, you know, who play all the drums and keyboards and everything else? How do you bring them together? What is the trick?
Well, you know what? It's funny because that's more of the production side of it, and you know, as much as I like to say I have, you know, 100%, you know, that I was 100%, you know,
Control.
doing that. It wasn't all me, you know what I mean? I'd like to take credit, but you know, that's what my amazing producers are for, and you know, they got everybody together, you know, from the moment in the studio to, you know, the pre-production, the after-production, the musicians, the studio, the songs. You know, they're responsible for, you know, a lot of this, and I'd like to take credit, but unfortunately, you know, it's not me.
Oh, okay.
I sing.
No problem. Well, you know, you did your part. Now, the both songs, Sunshine and I just want you to know, I was Googling and went into YouTube, and I found that there is really no video there. Are you planning to do the video, or they are already there and I cannot find it? What's the situation there?
Actually, Sunshine, we just shot the video for yesterday. So I know up on YouTube right now, there's the art page for Sunshine, which is just obviously the promo picture with the music, but the video is coming soon to a screen tube near you. And, you know, it was such a fun day. I got to say, it was such a fun day shooting that video yesterday. And, you know, I always love to get dolled up and, you know, look all pretty. So it was definitely a great day. But again, it was, you know, a video because the song is, you know, an overpowering song where you lose someone. And like I said, I really had to step outside my comfort zone for this. And, you know, the video, I don't want to give it all away, but it definitely, you get to see a darker side of me that, you know, nobody has seen before.
What do you mean by darker side, Amy?
Well, I don't want to give it away.
Okay, all right.
but you know, let's just say, you know, seeing Party Like a Redneck, and you know, I'm that party. I'm known as, but you know, the country party girl, right?
Oh, country party girl is nothing darker about it. I think it's just wonderful. I think maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing. You know, everybody worldwide has known me as, you know, the country party girl, and you know, from Canada. And you know, Sunshine really dips the part and takes me away from that, and you get to see the power ballad side of Amy, which, you know, in the song is a darker side of me. So you'll get to see that in the video when it comes out. Okay, so
all right, we will play all right, I think we are ready to play the Sunshine. So ladies and gentlemen, Amy Rose, Sunshine, here it comes.
How do I begin to stop loving you? How do I go on by letting go? How do I pretend I know what to do? Deep inside I know that I don't. My heart is weak, too tired to sleep. I'm incomplete, like a day without
Amy, that was an incredible song. Our audience, thank you for entertaining them. Amy, welcome back to our last segment. So, are you still there?
I am.
All right, very good. You know, we are now going to the next song, which is your Redneck Reunion. Now, tell me about the song because I was able to watch that video and I thought that was incredible video. Of course, the music was great. Tell me, how did you put this all together? Of course, you are going to tell me that your management company did, but I'm sure you had a significant input on this because you are the main star of this particular video.
Yeah, well, Party Like a Redneck is a song that I actually co-wrote with my amazing producers, Glenn Coulson and Marty Peacroft. And it's funny because it's a song about my redneck family. I come from probably one of the biggest redneck families you will ever meet. So it's funny because my producer, not a lot of people know this, but my producers were actually in a famous boy band pop group in the, I used to say, late 80s. They used to get so mad at me. They're actually early 90s. And my sister it was a big fan of theirs growing up.
Okay.
I loved them, had their posters on her wall, and she was getting married, and when she found out that I was working with Glenn and Marty on this album, she really wanted to meet them so bad, and I was kind of like, no, God, you're going to embarrass me, no, no,
okay.
You can't meet them. So I ended up surprising her and bringing Glenn Coulson, which was her boy-girl crush, right?
Yes.
And we did a duet, and when he walked in, he's so Mr. Hollywood, and we walked into the hall, and he was like, oh my God, this is such a big redneck party. And he looked at me and he said, this is a song, we got to write it. So we put pen to paper and we created Party Like a Redneck.
Well, somebody invites me to one of these. I never get to any of these, unfortunately. Okay. I was listening to that song, and where was the shooting done? Did you do it in your neighborhood or somewhere else?
The video was shot just outside of Barrie, Ontario, which is my hometown, in a little town called Essa Township. And the directors of this video work day in and day out, getting the concept together and the set design. It was shot at a beautiful farm in Essa Township. The owners were, so glad to have us there, to shoot their beautiful farm. So it was a fun day. It was a hot day. It was a very long day. And everybody that you see in that video, aside from the dancers, because nobody in my family can dance, they're all friends and family, and, they're a product of why this video was created and this song.
Well, that's incredible. So this particular song, you were also co-wrote the lyrics, and what is the inspiration? Is it just about your family and also what you went through in your life and everything else?
Yeah. No, it was just basically, because of that one moment in time where, Mr. Hollywood met my crazy Canadian family, and, we decided, wow, this is the extreme. Like, you think of, your Duck Dynasty and your Honey Boo Boos, and then, there's the combination of my family right there, right? So we just, we wrote it, and it was, based on them. It was based on the reason why I'm here and the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing, because of these crazy people that I spend my daily life with.
Well, it's not, it's pretty good. All right, now, so what do you go? So you talked about a little bit about the future. Other than that, what else is in store for you? Are you perhaps become an actress or something like that?
Well, we
go to Hollywood. I'm sorry?
Hollywood. Oh my gosh, I would love Hollywood.
Oh, well, then
let's work on that. That will be my goal. You know what? I've always wanted to go shopping on Rodeo Drive. Actually, not even shopping, just to walk on it and walk on Rodeo Drive and walk into a store and say, "You should have served me yesterday." Like, thanks. So yeah, that would be a great experience. But for now, just a lot of press stuff, radio, some tour dates coming up, as well as we're going to head back down to Nashville, which viewers and fans can check out the information on that on my website by visiting amyrosemusic.com, and then just having fun and doing what I love to do.
One of the statements that I found from your management is, a rose by any other name would smell as sweet, said Juliet in Romeo and Juliet by Shakespeare. The question is, would they sound as sweet as this rose? and your management is doing a good job for you because they asked me to tell this.
Yeah, they're great.
Yeah, all right. This is great. Now we are going to go ahead and play this the last song. I'm going to play the full version of it because we have a video. Our video audience will be happy to see this. So I would like to say goodbye at this time, Amy. And Amy can be found at amyrosemusic.com and also Facebook and Twitter. And Amy, thank you so much for joining our program, and thank you so much for entertaining us. And we do really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, most welcome. So here comes Redneck Reunion.